Narito ang programang totoong-totoo, Tambayan sa DWIZ. Programang magliliwanag ng ilang mahahalagang mga issue. Tambayan sa DWIZ. At ngayon, narito na sila upang maghatid ng saya sa bawat Pilipino. Sa programang Tambayan sa DWIZ.
Magandang tanghali. Welcome to Tambayan. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. DWIZ text line is 0999-376-6768. Ulitin po natin, 0999-376-6768. We're also on Facebook Live and YouTube live streaming. Don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe. Meron din po kaming Luminous with Trixie Cruz Angeles and Ahmed Paglinawan. Don't forget to like and follow sa aming Facebook page, Luminous, and like and subscribe sa aming YouTube channel, which is also Luminous. We're also, by the way, on Twitter. Hanapin niyo lang kami. Magandang tanghali sa inyong lahat. Yesterday we talked about J. Pergurong and or this morning we talked about J. Pergurong and Junior Ramos na dalawa sa ating mga katutubong na habla under the anti-terrorism law. As we mentioned dito, this shows it only proves that the anti-terrorism law isn't oppressive. Ibig sabihin, may defenses na available sa mga akusado dito and that the presumption of innocence still works in favor of the accused. So kung kulang ang ebidensya, and maa-acquit ang mga akusado. Tandaan po, since the anti-terrorism law is a criminal act, ibig sabihin, pag hinabla ka under this, kailangan mag-apply yung mga evidentiary requirement for criminal cases, which is kailangan patunayan ng prosecution ang guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So dito sa kaso ni Mr. J. Pergurong at ni Mr. Junior Ramos, hindi umabot dun sa evidentiary requirement of guilt beyond reasonable doubt dito sa kaso ng violation of the Anti-Terrorism Act. Violation ng Anti-Terrorism Act. Bakit hindi ko makita yung aming YouTube? Okay. Ayun. Magandang tanghali sa lahat ng mga nakatambay para sa atin. Until Attorney Glenn Chong comes in, we're taking all your questions at any time. Kantang tanghali. Hirap na nag-iisa. We're expecting Attorney Glenn Chong and Attorney Ahmed Paglinawan to come in, pero wala pa po sila. Okay, given that, we'd also like to go into the topic of elections. Dahil nga maingay uli ang mga reklamo tungkol dito sa eleksyon at saka dun sa nararamdaman na natin na pahigpit ang mga imaginary standards. Magandang tanghali, Attorney Ahmed. Imaginary standards sa social media. Nag-weigh in na daw ang COMELEC and they said that they're going to institute certain rules for candidates sa participation nila on social media. I wonder how they're going to do that.
Without violating the Constitution.
Without violating the Constitution and at the same time, di ba, guaranteeing that there is full information that is available on all of the candidates. One. Number two, what about the bloggers who can talk about their candidates? Bawal na ba tayo magsalita tungkol sa kandidato natin? Ika-count ba nila yon as something?
Siguro, because we are not candidates. Our relationship with any candidate is probably going to be involved, but private persons and voters can discuss among themselves, di ba?
Yeah.
Whoever to vote or whatever platform to like or dislike.
So, by the way, tama yung mga nagsasabi dito sa ating chat groups. Pao po ang nagpapanalo doon sa kaso ni Mr. J. Pergurong at Mr. Junior Ramos.
Yung mga ita.
Yes.
Di meron palang way to be found not guilty under this law.
Correct. Ibig sabihin, hindi siya oppressive. Hindi
so
siya
this law works.
Presumed against the accused.
Therefore, merong due process.
Ngayon, merong nire-raise na issue ang NUPL na dating mga abogado ni Mr. Gurong at saka ni Mr. Ramos. Ang sinasabi nila is, kaya daw pinasok yung PAW para matanggal yung issue na tinorture itong dalawang to. Kasi nung kinulong sila, nung bago silang aresto, di umano'y sinasabi ng NUPL, yung kanilang mga abogado, na pinakain daw sila ng human waste, kung ano-ano daw ang pinagawa sa kanila nung sila ay nasa kustodiya ng army. Yung army po ang humuli sa kanila kasi sila nga ang witness against these two. Gayon pa man,
May proof ba sila?
wala eh.
Meron bang allegations ng gano'n ng mga supposedly biktima?
Pinabulaanan kasi ng dalawang complainant. Naalala nyo, kaya na-raise yung issue ng torture dahil isinasama sila dun sa kaso sa petisyon labang sa anti-terrorism law sa Korte Suprema.
Ay.
At lumabas tuloy yung information at ipinahayag ni Solicitor General Calida sa Korte Suprema na iniuurong yung representasyon ng NUPL para dun sa dalawa dahil umayaw na sila. Umayaw sila kasi daw from the beginning, kinulit lang sila kaya nila naging abogado ang NUPL. Ilang beses daw bumabalik sa kanila at pinipilit na gawin silang mga abogado nitong dalawa. Narinig pa nga ni Mr. Gurong na nung kausap si Mr. Ramos ng ilang mga representante ng NUPL, sinasabi kung ayaw niya, di makulong siya, dito ka na lang sa amin, kami na mag-represent sa'yo para mapawalang sala ka. So may mga ganon, may divide and conquer tactics, may kulitan and all that. So lumabas ito dun sa affidavit or sa pahayag ng dalawang katutubo dun sa pag-uurong nila ng kaso dun sa Korte Suprema. To be fair, bago pa naman na manifest ng dalawang yon, kumbaga hindi naman sila nagpakita sa Korte Suprema, hindi tinanggap ng Korte Suprema yung petisyon na i-file ng NUPL at tumuloy yung kaso. Nabanggit pa nga ni Justice Marvic Leonen na kung masusunod strictly yung rules tungkol dito sa pagpapawalang bisa ng isang criminal law, kailangan may mahatulan muna. Baka daw itong kasong to ang maaaring dalhin sa Korte Suprema sa pagpapawalang bisa nito. Gayon pa man, ang nangyari ay pawalang sala yung dalawa nang hindi na didiscuss ng hukuman whether or not constitutional yung batas.
This is the second time people have been attempted to be used in a case. The first one yung mga fishermen. Against China naman yan.
Parang nagiging bad habit ba?
Oo. And it's the same, usual suspects.
Correct.
Napagalitan pa nga si Chel.
Attorney Joke.
Doon, sa mga fishermen. Tapos ngayon naman, itong NUPL.
Correct.
Hindi nga man lang yata naipaliwanag kung ano yung laman ng petisyon doon sa dalawa.
Basta ang sinasabi ng dalawa, wala naman daw silang intensyon na mag-question sa Korte Suprema.
Ginamit.
Ito kasi yung mangyayari. Sa totoo lang, pag inabisuhan ka na kakasuhan natin itong mga i-question natin yung batas sa Korte Suprema, walang bail yung kaso mo, magtatagal ka sa kulungan nang hindi nag-uumpisa yung kaso mo dun sa Regional Trial Court. So magtatanong muna, pupunta sa Supreme Court, ililitis doon. In the meantime, nakakulong yung kliyente nila.
So yan yung nakakapagtaka dyan sa pinagagawa nitong grupong abogado na to.
Diba? Kung sakasakali, assume na natin, paano kung nangyari na pumunta sila sa Korte Suprema tapos nag-issue ng TRO dun sa batas,
pakakawalan ba sila?
Pakakawalan ba sila?
Wala siya planning talagang using lang ang alam.
Oo, so
planning.
Ang mensahe dito is hinay-hinay din pag kami nag-o-offer na ganyan. Kasi sa totoo lang, hindi dapat abogado yung naghahabol sa kliyente. Baliktad po, yung kliyente yung lumalapit sa abogado. Pag abogado ang naghahabol, ang tawag dyan, ambulance chasing. Diba? At
it is an actionable offense.
Pinagbabawal yun. So, maaaring kasuhan yung mga abogado. So, yung dito is, ang moral of the lesson, kumbaga dito, 1, the anti-terrorism law works. 2, hinay-hinay at mag-iingat tayo dun sa mga abogado na gustong-gusto yung kaso ninyo.
Keso libre.
Ano?
Keso libre.
Tanggapin
nyo na, kunin nyo na agad. Hindi ganon.
Correct.
Pag-isipan. After all, kayo ang masusunod, hindi yung abogado. Hindi nila pwede ipagpilitan sarili nila. At walang mga abogado by default.
Oo.
Na wala kang magagawa, ako na talaga yung abogado mo. Hindi, wala akong ganun.
Correct.
Choice dapat lagi yan.
So, in this case, muntik na silang mapahamak kung sakasakali na hinge yung kanilang pag-absuelto, yung kanilang pag-absuelto.
Guilt or
kung
guilt or
i-hinge nila
innocence.
dun sa constitutionality ng batas ay patay. Diba?
Which is, yun nga dapat hinintay nila muna na makonvict itong dalawa,
Tapos iakyat.
sa kanila iakyat. Because
Okay.
then, it wouldn't be a facial attack. It will now be an actual case or controversy.
Correct. Which is what is happening ngayon. So, ulitin ko po dun sa mga naiinip, bakit daw hindi pa nagde-decide ang Korte Suprema, huwag po kayong
Relax lang.
naiinip, relax lang, kasi nga, as long as walang TRO, di tuloy-tuloy yung implementasyon ng anti-terrorism law. At nakita nga natin dun sa pagdedeklara ng pagdedesignate ng National Democratic Front bilang terrorist organization.
It's about time.
Okay. May common question, paulit-ulit. Kahit sagot ako ng sagot, inuulit pa rin. Parang ayaw maniwala. Sinasabi sa akin, ano mangyayari dun sa mga front organizations? Pwede na ba
Ayan
silang
na nga.
arestuhin? Hindi po.
Hindi pa pwedeng arresto.
Hindi po.
Investigate lang.
Pwede silang imbestigahan, pero ang unang iimbestigahan ay yung NDF. Ma-freeze yung accounts nila at maaaring kumuha ng warrant for electronic surveillance sa kanila para mahanap kung sino yung mga kasamahan nila at makakuha ng ebidensya para ma-deklara, ma-proscribe na sila bilang terrorist
Is
organization.
that something, yung makuhaan ka ng, mabibigyan sila ng pagkakataon na tawag ito, i-investigate using electronic means? Ang sagot dyan ay oo. Kasi dati, bago itong batas na ito, napakahirap kumuha ng warrant para itap ang mga tawag, ang mga email, mga ganito, ganyan. Napakahirap yan because of our privacy rights under the Constitution. Napakahirap i-grant yan ng korte. Hello, Attorney
Magandang
Glenn
tanghali,
Chong.
Attorney Glenn Chong in the house.
So ngayon, to be granted with clear requirements having been complied with, napakagandang movement po yan ng batas natin, ng sistema ng batas. Yes, sir. Attorney Glenn.
Boss.
Belated, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Magandang tanghali, Attorney Ahmed, Attorney Trixie, mga kababayan, magandang tanghali po sa inyo.
Salamat lang muna ako kay Ma'am Annie. Nagpadala siya sa ating super chat. Magandang tanghali, Ma'am Annie Gatchalian.
Thank you.
Maraming
Salamat
salamat. Yes, Attorney Glenn. We were talking about yung yung anti-terrorism law and the first acquittals.
Okay.
Yung dalawang katutubo
Dalawang ita.
natin
Oo.
Katutubo.
from the Aita cultural community.
Sila pa yung nasampulan.
Diba? Sila
Sila pa yung
naman.
sinubukang gamitin.
Oo.
Pero halata dito na kinakasangkapan sila ng ilang mga
Kasangkapan
leftist
talaga.
organizations.
Some people can
Para-
make
Well, of course,
things
because
out
of their station in life, madali silang magamit.
Violation ng IT law yun.
Yes.
Indigenous
Oo,
People's Rights
absolutely.
Act.
Rights
diba?
Act, Epralo,
Parang IPRA.
Oo.
Yung yung taking advantage
of their
ng
station
mga
in life.
katutubo. Correct.
kasi nga they are seriously disadvantaged.
Yun lang pagpasok dun sa mga ancestral domain nila, may violation na.
Yung
diba?
yung mga lupa nila.
Correct.
Pagpasok at saka pag-possess ng lupa. Pero papasel ka lang doon.
That has always been their common.
Depende.
May bayad nga lang.
Depende. Merong mga double yung protection. Yung protected under the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act and protected under the National Museum Law. Kasi yung mga areas na specially designated protected areas na hindi ka makakapasok without a written consent from the director of the National Museum. Kasi hindi kaya ng
Ano mga
katutubo.
klaseng to, Attorney Trixie? If I may ask,
There's an
because
example.
you are more knowledgeable
Taot
on
ba
this.
to sa Palawan?
Ito yung, with respect to yung protected under National Museum.
Taot ba to?
Ito ba yung mga archaeological sites, ganon?
Hindi. Ano to? IPRA to. Under the IPRA and it's
I
a
mean yung-
cultural community.
I mean, anong particular areas na protected under yung National Museum law?
Yun nga. The archaeological sites transferred na to the National Commission for Culture and the Arts bago na yung batas.
Okay.
Pero
Sila
dun sa
yung in
IPs,
charge doon.
Oo. Sa IPs, yung specially protected areas na may mga katutubo kasi doon. Dahil yung mga katutubo, hindi pa nila na kakayanin yung paradigm ng modern world.
Yes.
Pero para sa akin, that is wrong. Why? Because we are supposed to empower these people by information alone. There is no other way. Yung parang pakikialaman natin yung kanilang agency, yung kanilang will, voluntariness to give consent to people who want to visit them. Kasi they are not different from us. They are just behind in terms of access to information, to a lot of things, but their brains are as large as ours. They are as capable of anything.
It's not like that. It's to ease them in. Kasi merong yung underlying doctrine is yung cultural shock.
Yeah, exploitation. And the inevitability of
exploitation.
Yes, that's what our...
Dinadahan-dahan lang sila.
Yeah, but it should be eventually abolished, that kind of system, because it's like looking down on them that you cannot handle yourselves like children.
Hindi rin ganon. It's not like that. The approval of the director of the National Museum if we're incapable of contacting the community directly. So there are other means, of course, through the NCIP and other representative of the cultural community.
Of course, I know this.
Sila yung mga ganyan. Pero hindi, ang point nga dito is that it is not as draconian as it seems, but it is necessary.
That is
yung cultural integrity is something. In fact, it's the one thing I think that I feel is being done right. Kasi yung mga yung free, prior, and informed consent ng mga katutubo must be free, prior, and informed, di ba?
Exactly.
Informed. So, alam nila yung...
Nasisilaw sila dun sa mga choices na binibigay natin because it's new, they don't know any better.
But
if they're going to choose to participate in this modern world, unlike the tribes, let's say, in Brazil, in the Amazon jungle, then they will have to do so knowing fully well what the consequences are.
Is there an
Many
exception?
of them do not participate knowing what the consequences are, but they do it out of sheer hardship or poverty.
Is there an exception
So
to
that's
that
not a choice.
to that rule that without the consent of this whoever this chairman is or head, hindi pwedeng pumunta doon at makipag-usap sa mga IP? Because now that is that's draconian.
Yun nga yung through the NCIP.
Oh, so if the
So, lahat ng
NCIP
contacts mo sa kanila
for some reason,
This is only with one community, ha?
Ayun nga, pero is that a rule that applies to everyone? Because if that is only a rule involving Palawan, then that is arbitrary and that is now illegal. It should be under the law.
Ako kasi I disagree with that. I disagree
That
with
is
that
our...
because I've met the community.
Ako rin, kasi
And they
part
don't
ako
really
ng
want
development
to,
ng IPRA na batas. So I know exactly, that is what I don't like about that law. Because our development of law in relation to the Mangyanes of Mindoro was going away from that, giving them more and more independence and kasi free and prior informed consent is an abstract thing. It is not something that anybody can give to them. We can only help them have this ability to make their decisions for themselves and to choose what is right and wrong for themselves. Culture, the argument of culture. Yes, we have the right to preserve the culture. That is our obligation. But if they choose
nothing
na ayaw na
stops
nila
them from exercising
Exactly.
integrity. Meaning, they can tell the director of the National Museum to...
That is what I want.
Diba?
That is, we are in a case like that.
They can, and in fact, they've already done so if the entry of certain infrastructure projects, such as, but not limited to, hospitals
Or the
and
making
schools.
of a study of their DNA.
Good one.
Do you see what do you see
I
my
see what
point?
you're driving
There
at.
you go.
Yeah,
I see what you're
I
driving
got
at.
your point.
There's a study that we were involved in to study the movement of prehistoric peoples. So kumuha ng
Over
with the
time.
consent of the cultural communities, the cultural communities gave their samples of their DNA.
Okay.
Now in certain areas, ayaw pumayag ng NCIP.
The
Hindi
NCIP
National
ang hindi
Museum,
pumapayag.
NCIP dito. Ayaw pumayag. But the
I
community
don't understand.
agreed.
I don't
Okay.
understand why they would not.
There it is.
Because
Exactly.
when you're able to trace the roots, their movement, you will
There's
be able to
nothing
better
exploitative about
understand
that.
them.
Where they came from and where they're going.
That's the point there is we need to understand where they came from, how they migrated over time, and paano sila dumating sa puntong ito ngayon.
Because
So
they
that we
also
gain better
involve us.
understanding.
Yes.
How to help them better.
Oh,
Yes.
and even ourselves. It's
Yes.
for
We
all
are related,
humanity.
But I don't understand why NCIP would
not-
withhold
yes.
would withhold approval.
And they would not have any other reason
They
than
attempted to withhold
Oh.
approval supposedly because the giving of DNA requires certain ethical approval
Whatever.
from the Philippine Genome Center.
There it
And
is. That's my
the
rebellion
Philippine
against that
ethical group
argument.
something
So,
organization.
Ano, meron kayong monopoly of the right to
Serious,
access to
there
DNA?
is an
Ngayon ko lang
ethical-
narinig yan,
Yes,
That
there
there's such,
is. It's a group
okay.
that supposedly polices ethics.
Insane. Parang kayong nagpupulis ng truth.
Ethical police.
Yes.
About DNA?
Yeah, about the use of bodily something.
Whatever, but this
So
one,
which includes DNA.
Itong Human Genome Project
Ah.
has been done all over the world. And we are actually behind.
Oh.
And that is important. People understand that this is very important because it traces our culture, our biology.
Even things like
We need
things
to understand who we
Yes.
truly
Yes.
are.
And that goes deeper. Remember the Genome Project where na-map out yung human genome. Now we know also what we're going to be susceptible to, what
Yes, diseases.
Yes.
what we are
How to-
resilient to.
Hindi lang cultural, ha? Hindi
No,
lang
not only
cultural.
that.
Hindi
This is
lang
biology.
biological
but
information.
scientific.
It goes into our origins.
Medical, oo.
Our origins as a species, as Homo sapiens.
Oh,
Yes.
So it also
hindi ko nga
goes
alam
back
kung
to
saan
that.
talaga tayo galing.
Ang problema itong Human Genome Project na to, na kunyari daw ng Pilipinas, is they feel like they have the sole access to the
Parang-
DNA materials of the people in this country. Are you insane? We own ourselves.
Parang sila lang yung may karapatan.
Oo
So,
nga.
what they're saying is, nung lumabas yung study na to, which nayanig hanggang Europe,
It was
they're
a
hailing
beautiful
this
study.
project, the NCIP and this ethical police are saying that we cannot put our imprimatur on that. So, groups
fine.
in
Para silang
Europe,
pope.
we submitted it. The primary authors submitted the study to their own ethical police in Europe, and
They
that's what they
agreed.
said. Because the community consented,
There it
how
is.
can anybody say no
knows that?
over
They
that of the
cannot
community?
supplant,
That is-
NCIP cannot supplant its decision.
That is my point.
For
Over
that
the decision of the community.
the people who are subject
Diba?
of the study
Yes.
itself.
Furthermore,
Especially when the project is non-exploitative, it's just
Yes.
a DNA
And it-
biological
You
material.
consider the
Better.
benefits. The
Even
benefits.
better, the authors have gone back to the communities, explained their findings, and told them their origins.
Oh, there you go.
And tuwan-tuwa sila. They know that the least, how do you call this, interfered agricultural community are the Cordillera.
The Cordilleras. Sila yung,
Sila yung kukonti talaga
almost
yung
free
hindi sila
of
nahaluan.
interference.
Parang
Kumbaga,
hindi na diluted yung ano nila.
very
Oo.
old
Kultura at saka yung kanilang lineage.
DNA,
It goes back to thousands of years.
Yes. But then there are also the ones that we akala nila. Of course, the primary theories at the time is out of Taiwan and out of Africa. So we have both. So we have the 24,000-year-old skull cap coming from Palawan
Yes.
of the ancient Aita. Okay, who possibly came from Africa.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, right
Oh,
from the cradle
diba?
of civilization.
Correct. Yes, di ba? So that makes
cradle of-
Ito lang, tanong ko. How
one
did they
of
cross the sea?
because the seas were lower then. Glacial
May
period.
land bridges at that time.
Tsaka magkaiba
Hindi
yung
siya land
geology
bridge.
noon.
Alam mo yung geographic
Remember,
feature-
these are primitive people.
Well,
They are primitive to us.
hindi, primitive
To
only
them.
in the sense that they were during those
They
times.
were earlier
Pero I
than
think
we do.
technology.
They are,
They mean they
they
were
are kind
advanced
of at time.
in their technology at that
considering
par
time.
the
sila,
times,
par sila.
oo.
Oh.
Sipin mo, tatawid ka.
Yes, yun
From
nga.
Africa.
That's what I could not understand. How they crossed over that.
Madagascar.
Madagascar is an
Madagascar is in the Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean. Oh.
Correct.
So they traveled from Madagascar all the way
Yes,
to
because ang proof natin.
Some of them went to
the
Australia.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Across the Pacific, down there.
So what did they
Yung iba,
use? Rafts?
Most
Forgive me,
probably.
ha?
Remember
Yes,
the
forgive
Butuan
me, ha?
boat? Have you seen the Butuan boats?
Boat, yes.
Yung
Balangay,
balangays ng Butuan.
So that's
Do
what
you
they
know
were
that
using?
we had been crossing the Pacific long before the Vikings were crossing the Atlantic. Or at least 3 years before.
3 years,
oldest-
that exact, ha? Imagine that.
Na maka-carbon dating yung boats
Yes,
eh.
exactly. Pwede may
Yung
carbon
kahoy.
dating
So
yun.
there is,
Yung
there is
So the
ano,
oldest
exact
Balangay
material.
is 3 years older than the
the Viking.
Viking
The Viking.
crossing.
Yeah.
So, yun nga, isa pa yun eh, yung ating idea of what is primitive. It's not wrong. It's probably just the same understanding that people who belong to the tribes, the tribal communities, have less capacity to understand and to decide for themselves than we do, such that we put in an agency without
decide
whose
for them.
consent they cannot do anything, and I rebel against that.
Oo.
Parang it's not acceptable really.
It's not.
Oh, diba?
It is
Parang,
wrong.
ano yan, throwback. Yan. So yung teka, pasalamat muna ako kay Ma'am Annabel Emoto, Karina Dizon, and
Thank you.
Clickstar TCH. Maraming salamat sa inyong super chat and super stickers. Okay, back to the subject. Di ba what it comes down to is consent. Diba? Ang pinag-uusapan talaga natin dito is consent. The agencies should not attempt to exercise consent over the consent of the community.
For the community.
Ang purpose ng NCIP is merely to administer to
the making of the consent, the giving of the consent.
Ayaw nila,
To
tutulong
facilitate
sila.
the consent.
Or lack thereof.
Or withdrawal.
Diba?
But not supplant.
Yes, not only that, they're supposed to keep track of the cultural communities.
I wonder if they do.
They don't. That office is the most corrupt office in this country.
Actually, Attorney
one of
Ahmed,
them,
Attorney Trixie, I was with a group of, about 2 weeks ago, dito sa Aberdeen, yung Maharlika Tribal event.
Oh, okay.
And after that, nag-meeting kami ng President, Chairman, tapos yung mga official niya. They've always been complaining na the IPRA law has not been
Implemented properly.
as usual. So, they wanted the DILG to tell the local government units to implement the IPRA law in the respective kasi marami din namang mga indigenous peoples in the
Dapat proactive tayo, no? Hindi lang sasagot na lang pag may problema ng IPRA ang mga tribes.
So I think the DILG should seriously consider telling, kasi di ba the DILG has supervision over all LGUs to implement the IPRA law because hindi naman they cannot fight itong mga
They cannot fight on their own.
Natin.
They cannot know, they don't know immediately where to find help to fend off these people, this kind of problem.
I think they know na they should call on the NCIP. The problem is NCIP.
Those are the exploiters of these people. Imagine, itong mga tao dito sa Zambales. These people have been given their kadsi-kadti over that land where Subic and Clark are. And the things that happen there is that yung mga tabing dagat, na mga dyan sa Zambales, ang gaganda. Silangin, all these places. When they are granted the kadsi or the kadti, depende kung individuals or by community ang title, these selfish, greedy morons, private persons and companies, all the likes, they come in and buy it from the IP.
From the IPs.
So the IPs, imbis na may lupa na sila dyan na may
recognize na sa kanila, nawawala.
Balik uli sila doon sa pagpapalimos, hindi kaya sa bundok na walang makain doon at kasakit, vulnerable sila.
What does the NCIP do about the Bayaw? Diba? Halimbawa, the Bajaw is one of the oldest cultural communities in the country also. And are, unusual given the traditional way of life. Yung customary way of life nila, talaga taong dagat tong mga to.
Nasa dagat sila.
They're people of the sea, kung tutuusin. And in the Spanish pre-colonial era, they had a navy.
International yun sila,
as
citizens.
As we did just Tausugs.
Okay.
They ruled those, the seas between,
in Sulu.
The Sulusi, the Celebesi, and all the way up to where the Coral Triangle is now. So that's up West Philippine Sea.
West
Hanggang sa West Philippine Sea.
Mas nauna tayo talaga doon.
Nauna
tayo doon.
Kung pinag-uusapan lang natin.
Magaling lang mag-fabricate si China.
Ngayon, merong mga written accounts, yung mga early, how do you call this, voyagers, yung mga mga Fraile, El Fraile Capitan, you're familiar. El Fraile Capitan was a Jesuit ba? Jesuita ba yun? Was a
so let's assume that he is a Jesuit.
Tapos, sa Cagayan de Oro siya.
Yes.
Pero, tumatawid siya. So, at one point, he took note of the capabilities ng mga bangka
Badyaw.
or mga boats na ginagamit both ng Badyaw at saka ng Tausug.
Okay.
So, yung dalawang yan, both magkaaway sila. Tsaka-
magkaribal.
So, oo. Pero they ruled the waves. Kumbaga, kung merong Britannia ruled the waves, the Tausugs and the Badyaw ruled the waves nung time.
In their
bago
sphere.
And they were able to outmaneuver the Spanish boats and ships.
Maliliit yun sa kanila eh. Tapos yung the Spanish ships are big, huge.
They were faster and more maneuverable. So
Yes.
kung patayan lang sa patayan, baka naakyat na yung mga barko nila.
guerrilla warfare,
Nagilit na yung mga lalamunan nila, yung mga liig nila, long before they realized na
We have to
hindi
turn
pa
left.
nakaka-turn yung barko nila. Tapos nagilit
We
na
have to
sila.
turn
Diba?
Kasi nga, di ba? Di ba?
Nagakyatan na.
Di ba yung mga barko ng
Galleons,
the galleons, di ba? May mga mast yun. So, kailangan mo pang
Mataas.
iikutin yun para
Yung hangin.
yung hangin,
Oo.
ma-capture mo yung hangin and you can maneuver the ship. Yung sa kanila maliit, madali nilang
Timon lang. yung mga kanilang
Pagdating sa maneuverability,
maneuverability.
plus the ability to knowing the tides.
Yes.
And the waves.
yes, of course. They cannot rule the waves kung hindi nila alam yun.
They know the shallow places.
Kaya nga, while it may look primitive from our viewpoint, they were really advanced.
They are so advanced. They are made. They are made so much of their environment.
Another community that has the same maneuverability, which you can see to this day, sa Ivatans.
In the north.
Yes.
Batanes po.
The tides, the behavior of the waves, and how to maneuver between the islands of Batanes. Magbabalik ang tambayan. Oras natin 12:33 ng tanghali.
Tambayang sa DWIZ. Muli nating balikan. Tambayang sa DWIZ.
Babalikan tambayan, kasama pa rin sa himpilan, Attorney Glenn Chong,
Magandang tanghali po.
Attorney Awesome Ahmed Paglinaon,
Hoy, kumusta?
ako po si Tixie Cruz Angeles. You're saying, kasi okay yung let's just segue from yung balita bago tayo
yung
bumalik
balita,
dun sa
yung balita
pinag-uusapan
kanina,
natin.
Yung si Aling Lenny.
Kasi ginawang example, itong si DOJ Secretary kasi, nire-refute niya yung mga sinasabi ng mga tao. Mali si Duterte, walang immunity ang VP. The President knows that. Nangaasar lang yun. Kunwari, walang immunity. Tapos, kunwari, he can run 10 million times.
We can't blame them because ang karamihan naman sa ating mga kababayan, hindi masyadong alam yung batas.
Ayun sa yung na-ignorante sila. Oo, yan ang sinasabi ko.
Not necessarily. When it comes to the law,
Yung mga kaliwa, yung mga gumagamit ng narrative na kunyari tatanga-tangahan sila, I think that they really are that. Hindi sila.
Anyway, kaya nabanggit ni SOJ yan dahil, yun nga, he was using her as an example. Nahabla nga siya, di ba?
Nafailan siya.
Nafailan siya dun sa Bicoy case.
Okay.
Dun sa Bicoy case, inciting to sedition. Kaya lang, hindi nakalusot dun sa preliminary investigation kasi kulang ng probable cause, evidence ng probable cause kay Madam. But it could have, if there was, tuloy-tuloy yung paghabla niya.
Mafailan talaga siya ng kaso.
Nagsasabing may immunity si VP except with sarcasm or in jest by the president. So ngayon, but there's also
I remember,
Yan.
nag-file din si dating Congressman Luis Villaferte ng kaso laban kay Leni Robredo.
ito yung si El Rey. Luis Robredo
Luis Villafuerte.
Robredo Villafuerte.
Actually pareho rin silang Robredo. But I know na of course by authoritative sources na hindi naman talaga Robredo si Jesse.
Ay,
He was adopted.
Okay.
Okay. So
Good input.
hindi siya totoong Robredo. He's actually Chinese. He was adopted, so that's why he bears the name Robredo.
and therefore is considered a naturalized or natural
if
born.
you remember, Jesse Robredo also has a case with respect to his citizenship
what I remember.
during the panahon ni Fidel Ramos.
Yes.
During panahon ni Fidel Ramos, may kaso siya.
Kinwestiyon niya yung citizenship
Question
niya.
yung citizenship niya because
Which he
I think he
somehow
did not
won.
ang contention doon is that he is not a natural born citizen.
Correct. Considered naturalized by virtue of his adoption.
Yes. Oo.
So he takes the nationality.
At any rate, si Congressman Luis Villafuerte, yung tatay ni El Rey,
okay, yes.
nag-file ng kaso laban kay Leni Robredo.
Yes.
Doon sa COMELEC.
When she ran for Congress. Yes.
Yes, I think that was when she ran for Congress in 2013. Ba yun? 2013 kasi 2016 tumakbo siyang VP. So 2013. Doon sa kanyang website, they acknowledge na may tinanggap sila mga donations.
Yes, from American citizens.
From American citizens and foreign corporations.
Yes.
May corporation yata doon eh. Foreign citizens. And this is prohibited under the Constitution and the Omnibus Election Code.
Yes.
So nag-file si Congressman Luis Villafuerte ng kaso laban kay Leni Robredo. That was 2013. Anong panahon na ngayon? 2021. That's 8 years ago. Assuming na i-file yung 2014, 2015. 6 years. Hindi man lang inaksyonan ng COMELEC. Matapos na yung buong termino ng 2 terms na yata matatapos na kasi di ba 3 years. Okay. So hanggang ngayon hindi pa inaksyonan niya ng COMELEC. And I know for a fact na si Congressman Villafuerte has been following up, sumusulat sa COMELEC, but the COMELEC simply disregarded all his follow-ups. Ignored, yeah, that's the better term. Inignore ng COMELEC at hinahayaan nila si Leni Robredo na
I wish he'd file administrative cases against the COMELEC. Kasi ganito yung kaso. Si Madam Leni, nung tumatakbo siya bilang kongresista sa saan ba to? Bicol?
3rd District yata ng Bicol yun.
Yes. Tumanggap siya ng pera.
Hindi Bicol? Camarines Sur.
Sur. Correct, kasi Villafuerte. It's true. Tumanggap siya ng pera. Tinurn over ito ni Madam Loida Luis.
Yeah, I remember that.
Si Madam Loida, as we know, is a dual citizen, US citizen. Pero sabi niya, nung una, the money I turned over was for my personal funds, so merang galing sa kanya, and funds collected from Filipinos living abroad.
Okay.
Unfortunately, dun sa listahan ng mga Filipinos living abroad,
dun sa listahan.
may 3
na
foreign-born and walang dual citizen. Amerikano talaga, tignan mo yung mga pangalan. Edward Seidel, Robert Heiberger, Richard Sublet. So
hindi yan mga Pilipino.
Pero may dugong Pilipino siguro, pero hindi doon pinanganak.
Basta hindi sila Pilipino.
Hindi sila Pilipino.
I think they were, I think if I remember, sabi ni Congressman Villafuerte, foreigner talaga yung tatlo na yan.
Tatlo. And then there are naturalized U.S. citizens na Filipinos, Rainier Asprer, Robert Federigan, and Rodel Rodis. The famous Rodel Rodis.
Naturalized American citizen na sila. They're no longer Filipino citizens. They have already given up their Philippine citizenship.
Yes. Pero ang sinasabi nila ni Madam Loida, yung tatlong yan dual. Kahit tanggapin natin yan, meron pa rin tatlo. And then there are the foreign entities. The Unlimited Agency, which is registered as a corporation in the state of
meron
Illinois.
Meron foreign corporation.
Yes. The Bicol USA of Midwest, a corporation also registered in the state
US.
of Illinois. Fundraiser, an online website used to raise funds from anonymous donors, and which is a product of a company called Connection Point Systems, which is owned and funded by a Canadian company.
So foreign talaga yan.
Okay.
So maraming foreign elements doon.
So tingin ko dito, slam dunk yung kaso.
Yes, actually.
So ano lang ang pwedeng panalo dyan? Delay.
Delay hanggang matapos yung termino. Which, of course, expert si COMELEC dyan. Eksperto yan.
Si BBM should be apprised of these things.
Yung kampo ni Leni. Kasi delay dun sa pagkakongresista niya, delay din dun sa
protesta.
Diba?
So, parang they're using the same playbook.
Yes. Diba?
Or they're following the same playbook. Delay. And of course, we would not be surprised kasi ang COMELEC eksperto sa mga ganyang grada
Smartmatic pa nga lang.
Kung nagre-reklamo si Madam Leni tungkol dun sa mga tolls, Madam naman.
Leni.
Hindi ka kasi pinagkikakatiwalaan Paano magtitiwala yung mga tao sa inyo? Meron kang mga ganitong klaseng pending cases which you scrupulously refuse to acknowledge.
And as a lawyer, she knows the prohibition.
She's
So in the
supposed to
first
know.
place, hindi niya dapat tinanggap yun. Dihado ako dyan. I know the law. Hindi ko tatanggapin yan. Pero of course,
Sleazeball.
tinanggap niya. And then, sabihin natin, malinis daw siya. Principled leadership. Tapos itong kaso mo, inuupuan ng COMELEC and you do nothing. Siguro, kung principled leadership at mapagkakatiwalaan ka, ikaw naman magsabi ng COMELEC, ayusin na yung kaso ko. Get it moving. Get it moving. Sasagutin ko yan.
That is my reputation.
My reputation is at stake.
Until then, kasi pag wala pang desisyon hanggang dyan, posible parang sinungaling na si Leni Robredo. So, i-resolve niya yan para malaman natin kung sinungaling siya o hindi.
Gusto natin marinig. Nasabihin niya sa COMELEC, i-resolve niyo na yan, matagal na yan.
We have a challenge for you, Miss Vice President.
If you find probable cause, i-file niyo sa korte.
Yes.
Sasagutin ko yan, di ba? But she kept silent all throughout.
Because she is probably liking the benefit from that.
No, exactly.
Probably.
Of course, she liked it.
Somewhere in the back of her mind, she knows she doesn't deserve this.
Yeah.
Tingin ko dyan, what it comes down to, okay, opinion yan ha, mamaya.
Subukan nila.
Di ba, Attorney Tracy, Attorney Ahmed, I don't know, have you watched yung Designated Survivor in Netflix?
Not yet.
It's actually, napako ako doon for some time. He's actually, di ba, let's quickly lang, all the government officials of the United States were killed in a terrorist blast. And he was the designated survivor. He assumed the presidency. Of course, tinira siya. You're unelected. Hindi ka namin pinili. But he wanted to remain honest. So, yung mga policy decisions niya, they are always... Siyempre, dihado siya palagi kasi I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Until umabot ng election, he ran for re-election. He won almost at the last minute. Kasi, yung kalaban niya, dirty politics. Ayaw naman niyang sumakay doon. Ayaw naman niyang labanan. So I remember, if this is the kind of leader we have, this should be the kind of leader we should have. So, I think si Leni Robredo, manood ka.
Manood ka, Leni.
Manood ka. Para you will know. So,
para medyo may schooling ka ng konti on how you should be acting.
Pag napanood niya yon, siguro sasabi niya, I should not do this. COMELEC, i-decide yun na yung kaso na yan.
For all the claim of these people that they have the control of truth and they know the truth, they seem to not know what is right.
They do not know the definition of truth.
Yan kanilang yabang na alam namin ang totoo, pero alam nyo ba kung anong tama o mali? Bakit ayaw nyo gawin yung tama? Paimbestigahan nyo yung pagkamatay ni Noy. Patuloy mo yung kaso mo dyan sa COMELEC. That is the right thing.
That's the right thing to
Tapos
do.
all of these Marcos cases getting dismissed and acquitted left and right.
Yeah.
So what is truth now?
Well,
Diba? Ang tagal-tagal ng narrative eh.
Pero ba, sagot?
Diba? Tapos ito pa, the gratuitous use of the term dictator.
Isa pa. Like Cory Aquino is not a dictator.
Why don't you ever attach dictator to the name of Cory Aquino? Samantalang yun, may pruweba tayo.
She was also ruling by decree. Before the 1987 Constitution.
All three branches. Because once she decided that, okay, the courts can operate, she had exercised the discretion to allow the courts to operate. She ruled by decree, she was making laws by decree, and she was the chief executive. Now, if that isn't a dictator,
an example ng rule by decree ni Cory, if I remember, administrative code.
Yan, admin code.
Executive order yan.
Executive
family
order.
code.
Ang family code ba executive order?
1997. 18, yung
these are example of, marami siyang batas na ginawa on her own.
EO number 1 took away the, reorganized the executive, which included portions of the cultural agencies, therefore removing the tax exemption of the CCP.
And what you did to social media and broadcast industry was also mangled by Cory Aquino, and now the
dubious return of ABS-CBN.
They understood
to the Lopez's.
It's went out of, wala. Siya, snafu.
Diba? Well, don't know about the snafu because it seems to me quite systematic. This was not something na, naku, sige, balik na natin sa mga, no!
Because they think that it was the normal, they thought that it was a normal thing to do, that they wanted to bring back, restore after Marcos. But then they just ended up fucking up the entire country. Isn't that a snafu?
Well, the fact that they never bothered to legitimize the return.
Ayun nga.
Yung snafu talaga. Yung so ngayon, how many years later? 30 odd years later.
Yeah. And more people find out about it.
Now we have to rewrite history. There's enough evidence for us to reconsider the original narrative.
And call us revisionists. Bring it on.
Diba? So it goes back down to also, did we give consent to the change of government in 1986?
Exactly.
Me? Did a million people, let's just say there was a million people in EDSA, was that million people, was that sufficient to overturn the mandate acquired by elections of President Ferdinand Marcos?
Exactly.
ERAP also. And if we're going to do 86, we're also going to have to do
ERAP. Review din yan.
2000.
You may like Gloria now, but
I think we were so completely wrong about ERAP. We were so wrong about what we did to him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my opinion. And I was part of the writing of the complaint against him. It's impeachment complaint. And I am thinking now that we were so completely wrong about the basis, about the legal basis of that
yung
stuff.
Yung ERAP talagang walang legal basis. Double hearsay, diary ni
And in any case, he was not impeached. He was not impeached anyway. Well, at least he was not found liable for that impeachment case.
There is no ruling.
He got off, diba? He left.
And he left, and I cannot forget his words.
Parang Marcos.
Ayokong magkagulo, magkakabarilan tayo.
Parang Marcos.
So,
just like Marcos.
Just like Marcos. So, kumbaga, these are difficult moments in history that have to be revisited again
these
and
are
again.
true statesmen.
These are the parts of EDSA revolution and the EDSA DOS revolution that I think have been there. And they are lies. They are not true. Hiding all of these things from the light of day is continuous lying to people. And that's why we are saying this now, so that we will not be part of the guilt of these lies.
Okay. So again, consent. Now, what other aspects of consent do we look at? Smartmatic.
That's another one.
Smartmatic is the biggest, how do you call that? Negator of our consent.
Yeah.
The
biggest destroyer.
Correct.
Of our national consent.
The entire government, even the Constitution, everything rests on our consent. Pumayag tayo sa ganito. Ito yung kontrata natin.
That's the essence of democracy.
Diba?
Yes.
A certain group of people will rule us for a certain time. Subject to the consent of the people, subject of those who will be governed.
That is the social contract, ladies and gentlemen.
But again, there are ways of undermining our consent. Ito yung ang hirit talaga ng kabilang parlor, puro trolls. Ang ang premise nila is, yung mga trolls negates informed consent. Kasi may mga trolls dyan natatakot tuloy magsalita yung mga tao, natatakot tumakbo. Can you imagine?
Natatakot tumakbo.
May ganon. Merong ganyang kaduwag, hindi kayo tatakbo for public office dahil natatakot kayo sa trolls. Seriously?
Diba? There's something wrong with either the system, which is the society, or the narrative of these idiots. Alin ang mas madaling paniwalaan?
I can't understand na hindi ka tatakbo dahil natakot ka sa trolls.
Sinabi yan ni Justice Carpio,
si Justice Carpio
nagsabi niya. Kaya daw fluid ang sitwasyon sa One Sambayan kasi
marami daw trolls.
Marami daw trolls. Natatakot sila sa mga trolls.
Okay. Sige.
Bakit nandyan si Teka muna. Nasa shortlist nila si Antonio Trillanes. Natatakot si Sandy.
Hindi natakot siya sa troll.
Hindi mo ba alam, they are trying to get away from this guy because this guy is completely bongo. Hello. Di ba naglabas na naman ng balita na may bago daw survey, number 1 na naman daw si bumabagsak naman si Duterte.
Bakit? Sino number 1 siya?
Ewan ko sa kanya, siya daw.
na
10 years
for the
old
fifth
ka.
time in a row, in the Magdala survey, bumababa na ang ratings ni Duterte. Sabi ko, kung lang sabihin niya, sabi ko sa inyo pero hindi niya pinapakita yung survey.
There is the kind of neurosis of the 10-year-old.
Sila survey.
Diyos ko, sinabi na nga sa inyo na bumababa yung ratings, gusto niyo pa ng pruweba, ano ba kayo?
Neurosis yan, Brad. Kumain ka na maayos.
So, but the opposite end of this is that parang these people talk about flaws as though the flaws determined the last elections. And nobody, kumbaga, the elephant in the room, wala na tayong maupuan, hindi na tayo makahinga because ang laki ng elephant in the room, hindi nila pinag-uusapan. What have you done about Smartmatic?
They're skirting away from it.
Correct.
Oh.
See, Justice Carpio, you were in the Supreme Court when these things came. Where is your judicial activism?
Actually, I was in the briefly, I was in the oral arguments nung si Justice Carpio pa ang nandun, nasa Supreme Court pa siya.
Acting CJ.
No, I think that was 2012 yata.
Hindi pa siya. Bago pa siya.
No, at the height of the impeachment of Chief Justice Corona.
That one.
We were having an oral
Which he
argument.
allegedly masterminded.
Siya bang, ambition ba niya siya ang papalit kay Corona?
Yes.
Oh, too bad, Ninoy happened.
Noy.
Ninoy happened.
It was during his time na yung digital signature na question doon sa makina, tinanggap ng Supreme Court yung machine signature. So, ulitin ko, ang requirement ng batas, digital signature ng BEI, Board of Election Inspectors. Ng BEI, ng tao, like tayo tatlo.
Tayo BEI.
Chairman, poll clerk, member. So, dapat digital signature yon ang i-affix natin sa resulta.
Ang signature natin, digitalized.
Digital, yung may
In-scan.
public key infrastructure, yung meron kang side, meron ding part yung public key infrastructure para mag-match yun.
Yes.
Okay.
So, nag-argue po sila. I was there on the bench. Nakikinig lang ako. Dinanggap ng Supreme Court yung explanation ng COMELEC at Smartmatic.
Ang explanation.
Ang bawat makina ay may machine signature.
That is the signature of the machine, not the BEI.
That's the nga eh. Kaya nga, speaking of Justice Carpio, I have much respect for him. But it was during your time na nakalusot si Smartmatic with that very important, crucial issue.
Cornerstone yan eh.
Cornerstone yan. 2010 elections yung pinag-uusapan noon. The very first election, walang digital signature ang mga election returns. Therefore, Noynoy was not legitimately elected
under the law.
because hindi man digitally signed yung election
ng
returns.
BEI.
But the Supreme Court
said
okay nang may machine signature. No, there's a big difference.
Of course.
Kaya nga, yung election return ay dapat digitally signed ng tatlong BEI tayo dahil kung may criminal violation yan, pag-produce ng
may
resulta,
liability.
tayong tatlong makukulong.
Yes. At also, that you can, mababangga mo yung tatlong tao na yon in the same place as that machine.
Yes.
Because that machine will have a signature anywhere it is. If it claims to be in Bicol,
dalhin mo
but
yan.
it's in Mindanao
Yes, that's
pala
correct.
ginagamit, that signature will not tell you that fact. Supreme Court.
Tapos, ito,
Thank you, Justice
ang
Carpio.
makina, hindi naman makukulong ang makina eh. Sinong ikukulong mo sa makina?
Cap out yan.
Kaya nga, digital signature, para yung tatlong BI mananagot kapag may dayaan. Hindi mo makukulong ang makina.
I
but
think
the Supreme
both.
Court
Hindi nila
admitted.
pinanagot kasi baka magdaldal.
Baka. Well, of course, nakaupo na si Noynoy at that time eh.
Yeah, so
Yung
meron
both
pala tayong
signatures
basis
are
para
needed.
sabihin na
And it's always like that.
spurious.
It's always like that. In 2019, 2016, doon sa Camarines Sur, we presented evidence sa HRET. Tingnan mo. Hindi BEI ang pumipirma.
Machine.
Kundi machine.
Diba?
No,
That's not the law.
that's a violation of the law.
Ayan.
Maraming salamat sa pagsubaybay sa Talabayan itong araw na ito. I hope na busog kayo intellectually at
Thank you. Until next time.
Salamat.
Sa Antabayanan, susunod na programa in the Heart of Business kasama si Mama Rupahati sa Arnett, Sir Lito Gagni. Tomorrow, Karambola, bukas at 8 to 10 ng umaga. We'll see you then. Ako po si Trixie Cruz Angeles. Happy birthday kay Delcy Baluca.
Bye!
Tambayan sa DWIZ.